Okay, I hosted a panel about post-Paris journalism. So, where is journalism heading after this terrible attacks? And so my resume would be a lot of questions, no answers, which is okay because it's just some days after this terrible event, and we are banging our heads against the screens and thinking about what we should do. So actually we were sitting in the newsroom and had a 2-hour discussion about how to cover Islam and Islamism and the connections, and we wanted to do a series of stories over the year, and then the news came in. So you can imagine, so there were a lot of questions. One of the questions was, is everything we discussed the 2 hours before now wrong, or does it hold? And there was a second question, what does this mean for us? And there was a third question, what does that mean for me, sitting in a newsroom with a glass windows and people peek in from outside, and we are really transparent, but is it smart to be transparent as an editorial outlet these days? The answer is yes, but it's different than 2 weeks ago. I don't know yet. I hope that this terrible, and this may sound strange, but I hope that it doesn't have too many effects on the architecture of German journalism, because that would mean that the terrorists won in a way. You know, if we change in a basic way, there's something wrong. We have to cover the events and the after effects, but we shouldn't change our basic rules. I can't remember a case where we really had a back and forth, but I know so there's one famous example. Süddeutsche Zeitung had a kind of dialogue with jihadists of the IS, I think, and so it's really strange to keep in touch with terrorists via Facebook or whatever. But that's so at the end, social media. We saw that in Paris too, changed our job in a basic way. This is a driver of change at the moment. So like Bruno told us, so all the reporting in Paris in the first hours was done via social media. People standing in the street, taking pictures, making videos, SMSing their relatives, whatever, long before journalists were there. We try not to handle too many of these videos. We don't show this kind of violence. We really rarely show terroristic violence because we think we are working for the terrorists if we do that. So we didn't show the video of the killing of this policeman in the street, which basically looks like a video game. So we don't show this stuff. So the rules didn't change too much. So they didn't change at all. So we are really careful about saying things, for example. And so when the news broke that there's this killing in Paris, for almost half a day or a day, we didn't comment on that because we didn't think that would be the appropriate way, without information, without thinking about it. So we just live blogged the information with 2 or 3 sources, which were confirmed by 2 or 3 sources, and we started 1 day later to comment on it. This is very special for our online outlet. Normally you have in 1 hour you have an important comment from an editor. We don't do that. Well, it changes everything. It changes the media sphere, so we know that, and I think it was really important. So it was a last-minute decision to do that, and we were really lucky to have these great speakers. Bruno flying in from Paris, for example, which is just great to have this first-hand information.